I now welcome Dean Chandler Olcott to introduce our convocation speaker.
Jeff Goldstein received a bachelor's degree in special education from the School of Education in 1977. If my math is correct, our very first convocation might have been the year he graduated, making this a full circle moment for him. Jeff had an uncle in the entertainment business who helped him get a summer internship at Warner Brothers. When it ended, he simply came back to work on Monday morning. They eventually noticed and offered him a job. That instinct to show up, stay curious, and say yes to unexpected opportunities took Jeff from an entry-level sales job in Jacksonville, Florida, to the top of one of the most powerful studios in the world. As president of global theatrical distribution at Warner Brothers Pictures, he oversees how films reach audiences in every corner of the globe. Last year alone, his team delivered 9 consecutive #1 openings and more than $4 billion at the worldwide box office. With films like Sinners and a Minecraft movie, you may also remember a little film called Barbie, which became the highest grossing movie in Warner Brothers' 100-year history. He has said that the foundation for all of it, the listening, the mentoring, the commitment to inclusion, came from his education here. Today, we get to hear from him directly. Please give an orange, warm welcome to Jeff Goldstein.
Welcome, graduates of the class of 2026, faculty, family, and honored guests. And thank you to Dean Chandler Olcott for inviting me here today. By the way, she makes a great publicist. I am both humbled and honored to be with you on this monumental milestone in your lives. The 20-year-old version of me, the one sitting right where you're sitting today, way back in 1977, would have said, far out. Don't judge me, it was 1977. Maybe this was meant to be. I may have left Syracuse more years ago than I care to admit, but anyone who knows me can tell you that Syracuse has never left me. I'm known for orange. If it can be orange, it's orange. I'm not just talking about my clothes. You step into my office at Warner's, and you might think you're in the Syracuse University bookstore. Shoes, sweaters, hats, phones, laptops, right down to the 9 global zone clocks in my office wall. Orange isn't just a color, it's a lifestyle. There was never a doubt in my mind that I wanted to come to Syracuse. In fact, it wasn't just my first choice, it was my only choice. I never even applied anywhere else. It had a well-known program in special ed that I was drawn to, and my sister was already a student here. And speaking of my sister, Roberta is here today, along with my wife Wendy and my daughter Samantha. They've made one thing really clear: don't screw this up. So I'm counting on each of you, even when I'm not funny, to clap and cheer so I never hear the end of it. This is a good time for cheering. Looking back now, I can say without hesitation that my years at Syracuse were among the most defining of my life. I met lifelong friends here. I discovered that you really can live on pizza and beer. And that most of all, I learned that there is nothing chill about wind chill factor. I was mentored by extraordinary leaders in the field, and most importantly, I began to figure out who I was and what I wanted to be. Savor these moments. You will build new lives and new memories, but these years will always be part of your good old days, forever marked with fondness and nostalgia. So, how does a special ed major end up in Hollywood? It's not as crazy as it sounds. The foundation blocks were all developed here. I learned something that helped shape my life. Say yes to opportunity. Trust yourself to figure things out, and wherever life takes you next, take a little of Syracuse with you. When I was a student, I had to hustle multiple jobs to pay for school without outside help. I worked at the then Kimmel Dining Hall serving meals and washing dishes. And yes, I actually needed a hairnet in those days. I picked up extra shifts at Haven, Shaw, and Brewster Boland Dining Halls, eventually becoming the student manager of Shaw Dining Hall, also working at the Faculty Dining Center. Then I worked as a resident advisor at Day Hall and also run the office that put the registrar, bursar, and admissions office online for the very first time. I applied for that job because it paid significantly more than any other student job. It required computer programming skills, which I did not have. They asked if I could program computers, and I said, yeah, I could do that. But I couldn't. But I figured it out, and that became the theme of my life. Do the hard work, figure it out. I also worked for summers at a camp for individuals with special needs and discovered something important about myself. I love teaching, and I was good at it. I love the problem solving. I love finding another way in when the first way didn't work. And I learned never to take no as the final answer when yes was the right thing to do. I also learned that I like being entrepreneurial. I like making things happen. I like people. I like mentoring, and I was good at it. I like organizing the patterns in my head into spreadsheet columns and rows. I learned to take my own ADHD and OCD and make it a strength. What I used to think of as a weakness turned out that it was just my brain refusing to be bored. So after graduating, when I helped my parents move out from California, I realized that there was I realized there was significantly more sun in Los Angeles than there was in Syracuse, and I decided to stay. I got a job at Warner Brothers as a sales trainee, or what you now would call an intern. I'm still known as the intern who never left. And yes, it's absolutely true. I've been at Warner Brothers longer than any of the actual Warner Brothers, starting with Jack Warner's. I've had about 24 jobs at the company and have lived in several cities, all the time learning, evolving, and staying open to experiencing every new opportunity with curiosity, eagerness, and the relentless drive to succeed. Today, I serve as the president of global theatrical distribution at Warner Brothers, overseeing a worldwide sales team of about 250 people. We work hand in glove with our colleagues in marketing and production to develop, create, and share movies with global audiences. We are the three-legged stool of a movie studio. We balance each other. They spend the money, my team makes the money, I get to use spreadsheets, everybody's happy. The quote I often use is choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. That's been my true north, and I wish that for all of you. I've had the honor of working on close to 1,000 movies at Warner's, including such iconic franchises and blockbusters as the Harry Potters, the Chris Nolan Batman series, the Hangovers, the Dunes, Unforgiven, It 1 and 2, Conjuring movies, Lego, Barbie, Sinners, and our recent Best Picture winner, One Battle After Another, just to mention a few. Now I'm working on the conclusion of the Dune trilogy, Digger, starring Tom Cruise and directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, The Cat in the Hat, Hello Kitty, Supergirl, a new Batman, along with Mortal Kombat, which just opened yesterday. And by the way, that is the perfect Mother's Day gift for you to take all your mothers to tomorrow. I'm counting on you, and I'm going to check up on each and every one of you. It's been an exciting career, but it's also been a lot of hard work with constant challenges in a business that's facing significant disruption. And I can honestly say that many of the tools I use every single day to meet those challenges and embrace uncertainty were first developed right here at SU. While my own path didn't lead me into the classroom, I have enormous respect for those who chose it. There's something incredibly powerful about the decision to teach, to invest your time, energy, and heart into helping others grow. For those of you pursuing education, that's your calling, and it matters. You will shape lives in ways that you will never fully see, creating ripple effects that extend far beyond your classroom. It's a truly noble profession, and now more than ever, one in which the world needs. In my very first class with Dean Burton Blatt, he compared raising a child with special needs to travel. You're planning a trip to France, you see the Eiffel Tower in your mind, you picture the Seine, chocolate croissants, champagne at sunset, you pack, you board the plane, and when the plane lands, you're in Italy. And you say, no, I'm not going to Italy, I'm going to France. That wasn't the plan. But then, all of a sudden, the gelato, the history, the people, the pasta, you realize you love Italy. Life rarely turns out exactly the way you plan, but that doesn't mean it turns out worse. Sometimes it turns out far better than anything you could have imagined. So, if I may offer some advice, first, and most importantly, remember that it took a bunch of people to get you here today. Parents, grandparents, siblings, neighbors, friends, and teachers. As soon as the ceremony is over, if you're lucky enough to have them here, don't walk, but run over to them and say, thank you, with a huge hug. You didn't get here alone, and many had to make sacrifices, large and small, to get you to this day. Find them and thank them, and then spend the rest of your life earning that investment. Second, give yourself a break. Yes, the job market is tough and it's complicated. Regardless, don't put pressure on yourself to plan out the rest of your life today. If you've already thought that you figured it out, you're probably wrong. This is your time to try things. Experiment, open your eyes to new opportunities, and just lighten up. Plan all you want, but be ready to pivot. Not everything works out according to plan. In fact, it's okay not to even have a plan. I didn't. When you get to a fork in the road, follow your instincts. If that doesn't work, find a new road. Be open to trying new things and seeing what you like and what you're good at. Life finds a way, and if you trust your instincts and choose happiness and joy, you'll be rewarded with incredible experiences and stories for the rest of your life. And finally, rise above cynicism that can feel so very present in the world today. It's easy to focus on what's uncertain or what isn't working, but progress has always depended on people who stay open, thoughtful, and willing to engage anyway. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Just stay curious, stay grounded in your values, and keep moving forward with purpose. The future has always been shaped by people who choose to participate in it rather than step back from it. Choosing optimism isn't naive, it's powerful. And your willingness to believe things can improve and then do the hard work to make them better will shape the future in a world that we all get to live in. So graduates, let me end with a few lines from a Goldstein family favorite. Oh, the Places You Go by Dr. Seuss. And yes, it's soon to be a major motion picture from Warner Brothers. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where you go. Be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Alley, Van Allen, O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on the way. Oh, the Places You Go opens March 17, 2028. At a theater near you. Check your local listings for showtimes and buy your tickets early. So whether you end up in France, Italy, or somewhere you never planned to be, say yes, figure it out, and wear lots of orange while you're doing it. From one proud Syracuse alumnus to the newest members of our family, welcome to the rest of your life. The mountain is waiting. Now go make us proud. Congratulations, class of 2026.